Yo, what is going on, boys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. For this, we're going over my Limit Break Worth It or Not episode 8. I think it's 8. Google this. Sekapoko. Oh, it's 9. Yeah, I actually did 8. So it's episode 9. So we're going to be doing an overview of some of the units that have come out on the Japanese version that I have not gotten to yet. 4 limit breaks that have really good limit breaks or not good limit breaks, depending on what they are. And this is mainly going to focus on the rare recruit badges that have come in the last like month and a half that I just haven't gotten to yet. And then the next episode is going to come out after this is going to be going over the limit breaks that are going with 6+ Marco, as well as the new badge there. So if you guys have never watched one of my limit break worth it or not videos before, what I do in these videos is I go over each individual unit and I talk about their limit break stats and their potentials and what they actually do. And then I actually put the timestamps in the description below. So if you do want to check out an individual unit and what I think about that limit break, just make sure you check the timestamps in the comments or description below. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So the first unit we're going to be going over today is going to be Legend Franky. I don't know if I did him yet, but we're going to do him anyways. Legend Franky is going to max out at 5 sockets, going to have 1,616 HP, 4,378 attack, and 138 recovery. His captain ability is awesome. His limit breaks are going to be super cool. So if you don't know, the first limit break sailor ability he's going to get, he's going to boost the attack HP, recovery, and shooter, fighter, slasher, and striker characters by 50. So basically all stats for all shooters, fighters, slashers, and strikers. Very good sailor ability right there. And his next sailor ability is going to make quick orbs beneficial for shooter, striker, fighter, slasher, and striker characters. So if you're ever going to be using this as a sub, you are going to have quick orbs beneficial and 50 extra stats, which is an amazing limit break already. And on his max limit break, he's going to get an extra 235 attack, which is going to put him over at 1,851 pre-candy, so that'll be 2,051 after candies. I think that's right. Is that right? The limit break ability he's going to be getting strength damage reduction, he's going to get anti-heal duration reduction, and barrier penetration. Now, he is a shooter and free spirit character, so getting barrier penetration is really not that far outside the realm. And being able to boost his whole team, being a 2-time shooter type booster with a 10% HP cut while shuffling non-matching orbs is a very good special. Overall, I think he would pair well with V2 Boa if you want to use the V2 Boa captains, or if you want to use Franky captain with V2 Boa friend captain, or if you want to just use him as a rainbow captain. Overall, he's a very good character to get, and definitely his limit break is worth getting. Overall, this is a very good limit break. I do like it. It's really great. Over 2k attack, very, very good character to have in your arsenal. Very good stat increase that you need for this character. Overall, this is a definite yes for me. Very good character to limit break. The next character we're going to be going over is going to be Legend Robin. Legend Robin's going to max out originally at 1,450 attack. She's going to boost the attack and HP of cerebral characters on her first limit break ability by 50, and then her second limit break ability is insanely good. It's going to make Psi, recovery, and tandem orbs beneficial for cerebral characters. So you don't even have to run the Zunisha ship if you're going to be running a cerebral team now. You're actually going to get recovery and tandem already matching with this Robin sub, and you're going to get Psi matching as well. Make it so that you can actually have 3 out of 7 matching already prior to actually using Zunisha, so you can actually run the Shanks ship instead if you did not want to run the Zunisha. This is actually very helpful for fights that you actually have a great barrier or something to that effect, and that does happen in the most recent Coliseum with Coliseum Burgess, so very, very useful to have as a sub. She's going to get an extra 200 attack on her limit break, and that's going to put her all the way at 1,650 attack, which will be 1,850 attack after she has max candies. Her limit breaks ability is going to be int damage reduction, critical hit, and enrage. And her enrage is the best enrage in the game that I know of. It is going to be a plus 400 attack enrage. So if you get her to max enrage, that means that if you're going to take any damage in the previous turn, you're going to get an additional 400 attack, putting your attack at over 2,250 attack before the sailor ability. And the sailor ability is going to add an extra 50, putting her at 2,300 attack if you're using this character as a sub, and you're going to take any kind of damage. A very, very strong character. Also, the critical striker chance is going to be a 50% chance to do 7% extra damage, which is actually very good as well. Overall, this is one of the best limit breaks in the game, in my opinion, as far as base attack goes. Very, very good limit break, and this Robin is a must limit break. Totally awesome. The next character we're going to go over is going to be Rare Recruit Koala. Koala is going to be maxing out 1,297 attack, 2,063 HP, And she's going to have an additional limit break sailor ability is going to boost the attack, HP, and recovery of fighter characters by 35. She's also going to gain side damage reduction as well as cooldown reduction for her specials. And she's going to get -1 cooldown as well as an additional socket and when she gets her limit break done. Overall, that's pretty darn good. I do like that a lot. And she's the first character in the entire game to have this special cooldown reduction. Initially, it was bugged and wasn't working as it's supposed to. But what it does, it actually lowers this character's initial cooldown by 1, 3, 6, 9, or 12, depending what level it is. So at the start of the fight, she gets a lower cooldown, so she actually have her cooldown up on turn 1 when she's initially done. That means at max limit break, she's going to max out at 9 turns on her cooldown, which is really cool because that means if you get the special cooldown reduction down by -9, or to level 4, then this character will be up turn 1. You don't even have to get a fully rainbowed koala. That would just be for EP at that point, which is pretty darn cool. I like that a lot. And I definitely think this character is a good limit break. Overall, this is going to be kind of like a back burner unit. You don't have to do this right away, but definitely a cool unit to limit break. Next character to be talking about is the brand new Quick Nami, and Quick Nami is going to be really, really good as a limit break. Very good unit overall because she's the first 2.25 booster that was ever introduced into the game, and definitely a very cool type boost to have in your arsenal. She's going to max out at 1,355 attack and get an extra 100 attack on her limit break, putting her to 1,455 attack. Her limit break sailor ability is going to make quick orbs beneficial for cerebral characters, making that so if you do have Robin as a sub and Nami as a sub, you're so far going to have 4 out of 7 matching orbs, which is really great. There, as you saw in my last limit break video, if you saw for Treasure Mode Sabo, or if you saw for 6+ Crocodile, you can get Dex Orbs beneficial as well there. Very, very good to have those characters in your arsenal as far as limit break goes. So you can get 4 out, so far out of this, it would be 4 or 5 out of 7, including the Croc as Croc or Sabo on your team. Probably Sabo because Sabo would synergize better with the Nami. On her limit break, she's going to get -1 cooldown as well as an additional socket, and her limit break ability is going to be Enraged, giving her an extra plus 200 attack on Enrage, as well as reducing damage taken by 5% from straight characters. And her limit break is going to put her from 15 turns down to 14 turns. Overall, a very good limit break, very, very good overall, and I definitely say that this is a yes, definitely for this character. Any character that's going to give beneficial orb enable to another character is really good to limit break. And the next character we'll be going over here is going to be the brand new Strength Carrot, who's going to be a free spirit powerhouse unit that's going to have 4 sockets initially. She's going to max out at 1,310 attack, and with max limit break, she's going to go up by another 80 attack, putting her at 1,390. Took me a second there. Her initial sale ability is going to make recovery orbs beneficial for all characters, which is very easy to attain nowadays. And her limit break sale ability is actually going to add 2.5 times a character's attack and additional typeless damage, which is the same as that Dex Lucci, except instead of 2 times, it's 2.5 times, or the rare recruit string Kairos. This is just another additional attack damage effect that you can add onto your team. Her limit break abilities is she's going to get an additional socket as well as -1 cooldown, putting her from 10 turns down to 9 turns. And she's going to be she's also going to get Dex damage reduction as well as anti-heal duration, and gets -7 turns of anti-healing. Overall, that's kind of an interesting limit break. Not really the best. If you do want to get this character limit broken, really the only thing you're doing it for is the extra socket. So I think you can stop by the point of the extra socket or the 50 attack stat. Depending on what you want to do, you don't actually have to fully limit this character. I'd say that you can go like 14 out of 15. You don't have to go all the way to the anti-heal if you do want to. The next character we're going over is the brand new DEX Shirahoshi. DEX Shirahoshi initially maxes out at 1,154 attack, and she's getting an extra 150 attack on her limit break, putting her up to 1,304 attack, which is medium. It's not really that high, but definitely a big increase from the limit break. Her limit break sale ability is going to change all orbs into recovery orbs at the start of fight, which is kind of whatever, but if you do want to run this on an NL team, that's kind of helpful because then you get all matching orbs right away, or if you do on a cerebral team or other teams, it's nice to have all matching orbs in the first turn, I guess. Her limit break abilities, she's actually going to get an additional socket as well as -1 cooldown, putting her down to from 15 turns down to 14 turns, and she's going to have 2 limit break abilities, which is going to be quick damage reduction as well as Enrage. And Enrage is actually very good as well, giving her an extra 200 attack. So overall, yeah, this character is a good limit break. I'd say if you are going to limit break this character, put her all the way through. Definitely a good character to limit break. I'm not sure if I'm going to be wanting to do this. Like I already limit broke this character, but if you guys are like really low on potions and stuff, this is probably one you can skip for for now, and you can come back later. And the next character we're going over is the brand new limited rare recruit Basil Hawkins. Limited rare recruit Basil Hawkins is actually a really good unit. He's going to max out at 1,450 attack and get an extra 130 attack on his limit break, putting him all the way up to 1,580 attack, which is pretty darn high. It's almost legend tier at that point. And his limit break sailor ability is going to add 2 times the character's attack and typeless damage as additional damage whenever you use him. So that's kind of the same as I said, with the Carrot, the Lucci, and the Kairos. Very similar all the way through. And his sailor ability is, his limit break ability is going to be anti-heal as well as enrage. He's going to get an additional socket and -1 cooldown. The -1 cooldown is going to put him all the way down to 14 turns, or down to 9 turns on his, 8 turns on his tier 1 special. And if you're not really sure what he does, he's actually a very interesting character where he's going to boost the attack of cerebral characters by 3.25 with that matching orb and 2.5 times otherwise, as well as making strength orbs beneficial for cerebral characters. His special ability is going to be an HP cut, as well as changing tandem, empty, and badly matching orbs into matching orbs, which can be very useful in certain situations. Definitely a very cool character to have in your arsenal if you do get him. His captain ability, if you're captain of a cerebral character, he's actually going to also reduce paralysis duration completely, which is one of the few characters in the game that actually removes paralysis entirely, so a very cool unit to have. Overall, I'd say, yeah, this is definitely worth limit breaking. The only problem with this limit break is that his enrage is only plus 120, which I really don't like. And I'd say that if you're going to limit this character, you don't have to go all the way. You could probably just stop before enrage, because you're not really going to pull dupes of this character, to be honest. And the next character we'll be talking about is the brand new legendary Luffy and Ace. And Luffy and Ace is a very cool character. He's going to have a max stat of 1,630 attack, and he's getting an extra 200 attack on his limit break, putting up to 1,830 attack. And when he gets max candy up to 2,030 attack, so over 2k attack on this character. A very strong character overall. His limit break sailor ability is going to be makes tandem and recovery orbs beneficial for free spirit characters, so another character that's going to be doing this as well. The other character that's going to be doing this we're going over next, and they're both very cool characters to use as subs. On his limit break, he's actually going to get -1 cooldown, putting him down from 15 turns all the way down to 14 turns, and he's going to gain 3 different abilities, of course. The first ability is going to be strength damage reduction, then dex damage reduction, and finally it's going to be pinch healing. Now, the best part about this limit break, it is pinch healing, because it's going to be below 50%. He's actually going to reheal for 1.5 times his character's recovery at each turn, which is actually pretty good, because his character's stats are going to be maxing out at 400 recovery on the main character. Now, I'm not really sure what each individual character has on stats, but now, what I can tell you is that this is going to actually be a decent one, but unfortunately, the recovery, attack, and HP changed from Ace to Luffy Ace on dual unit characters, so we can't give all the stats out here right now, but I can tell you that it is a decent limit break to have. But you know what's really funny about this limit break is that you can actually pass on this limit break, because the only thing you're going to be doing on this limit break is get a stat pad. So overall, this is actually not the best limit break, because you're not getting too much out of it. I would say you can actually pass on this and do other characters first, even though this character is very good. It's kind of like VT Doflamingo, where the limit break wasn't amazing, but if you did get it, it's totally fine, but it's basically a stat pad at that point. It's not really going to be anything else besides that. The character we're going to be talking about is the brand new version 2 Marco, and version 2 Marco is going to max out at 1,357 attack, and he's getting an extra 130 attack on his limit break, putting him all the way up to 1,487 attack at max limit break, which is pretty darn high. That's very good. Overall, that's a great character to have, but his sailor ability is also going to be making tandem and recovery orbs beneficial for free spirit characters, so the same as Luffy Ace. Definitely interesting that we have both 2 characters that have the same limit break. I wasn't really expecting that when I went over this initially. And on his limit break, he's actually going to get an additional socket as well as -1 cooldown, putting him from 14 turns down to 13 turns. And he's going to gain 2 limit break abilities, the first of which is going to be anti-heal, and the second of which is going to be pinch healing. And his pinch healing is actually really good because his character scales over recovery, and this is one of the characters you're actually going to give recovery candies to. So definitely a character I would recommend limit breaking, because getting that pinch heal with his extra recovery is really nice. He's going to max out at 402 recovery at his max limit break. He's going to go up to 450 recovery, and then you're going to get max candies on him, putting up to 552 recovery, which is really good when you go to pinch healing, because that's over 750 healing that you're getting from those pinch heals if you ever get below 50% HP. So a very cool character to have as far as pinch heals go, and if you ever do use this character as captain, he's a really cool character. Overall, I say yes, this is definitely a must limit break, a huge character to have in a Free Spirit team, and definitely a great character to limit break. And the next character we're going to be going over is the brand new PSY Oars, and PSY Oars is going to max out initially at 1,381 attack, and he's going to get a whopping 160 attack on his limit break, putting him all the way up to 1,561 attack, which is really high for any rare recruit character, so that's very good. He's also getting a limit break sailor ability that's going to boost the base attack of slashers and powerhouse characters by 75, which is also freaking amazing. So he's getting a really high stat pad and gives your team a lot of stats as well. And he's going to max out at 10 turns initially and get -1 cooldown, putting him down to 9 turns on his max cooldown. So that is insanely good, as well as getting that additional socket. A very good limit break. Now, he's also going to get a critical strike as well as damage reduction. The critical strike is probably one of the worst limit breaks he's going to have, which is really annoying because it's only a 40% chance for you to get 7% additional attack, which is kind of whatever. So if you do max out limit break this character, I'd say you can go up to 14. You can kind of skip the crit entirely, because crit is really kind of a meh limit break, to be honest, and there's very few situations where crit is needed, because crit is more about consistency. The game is all about consistency, and crit is like very inconsistent, so you never know what to plan for. I'd say crit is really only useful in treasure mode, when you have those knee situations with the bosses increasing HP over time. You hit great halfway through and you're like, oh no, I hit this perfect, and I crit just to save my life. So it happens so rarely, but it does help sometimes. So I'd say, yeah, this is a good limit break. Definitely a good, really great limit break to have. But I'd say, hey, just go up to like level 14, don't get to 15, because that's actually a massive gap in potions between 14 and 15. The next character we're going to be going over is the brand new Quick Garp. And Quick Garp is going to max out initially at 1,389 attack, and he's getting an extra 160 attack on his limit break, putting him all the way up to 1,549 attack at max limit break, which is definitely worth getting because his special ability scales off attack, so very good. If you didn't know, this Quick Garp is actually going to be a 2-turn delay, as well as if your captain is a strength or quick character, adds 55 times attack in additional typeless damage to your team for 1 turn. So if you do get more attack, it actually increases your special ability, just like you would do on Raid Sabo or Inarashi, and you would get that extra typeless damage. Now, he's also going to boost the attack of initially his actual initial sailor ability is actually going to boost the attack of strength characters. No, sorry. His initial sailor ability is going to make strength orbs beneficial for free spirit characters, and his limit break sailor ability is actually just going to boost the attack of free spirit characters, which, yes, does increase the damage of your special ability. So very good to have this character as a sailor. On his limit break, he's going to max out initially at 13 turns. He can get -1 cooldown, so put him down to 12 turns, which is very strong. And he's going to get an additional socket, putting up to 5 sockets. His limit break ability is going to be critical hit as well as pinch healing, and pinch healing is going to be at below 50% HP. He's going to heal for 1.5 times his character's recovery after every turn you hit a perfect list character. So if you did want to get 2 limit break abilities in this character, if you did not want to get HP, you can go the recovery route and get an little extra recovery here. He doesn't get a ton of recovery on his limit break at all. He doesn't get any. So if you did want to put him up to 400 recovery, then you heal a little bit more. My personal opinion is I would go HP on this character, not pinch healing, just because having a little extra HP in more situations, I believe, is more helpful than having recovery. But, you know, it really doesn't matter. You can go either direction. And his critical strike is going to be if there's a 40% chance to do 7% additional damage on crit. So overall, this is a pretty good limit break. I'd say you don't have to get the pinch healing ability. You can go up to 14 again on this character if you really want to. You can even go up to 13 if you don't care about the cooldown, and you can save yourself some potions as well as some crystals and get this guy partially limit broken. The stats are really what's important here, as well as getting that sailor ability, but pinch healing, not the most needed sailor ability. And I'd say if you needed to like stop early, that's fine, but he's a definitely great limit break to have. And the next character we're going to be going over is going to be the brand new Rare Recruit Koby. Rare Recruit Koby is going to max out initially at 1,301 attack, and he's 100 attack on his limit break, putting him to 1,401 attack on his max limit break. His limit break sailor ability is going to be making quick orbs beneficial for free spirit characters, so a very good limit break sailor ability to have. He's initially going to max out at 13 turns, and of course he's going to get -1 cooldown from his limit break, as well as an additional socket, putting him down to 12 turns and 5 sockets. He's going to get strength damage reduction as well as pinch healing as well, so he's going to get the same pinch healing as every other character in this limit break, so below 50% HP, another 1.5 times his recovery. However, this character is only going to have 352 recovery, and he's going to get a little extra recovery on his limit break, putting up to about 402 recovery, which is decent, but that means you're going to be healing for about 600 on the pinch heals at max max limit break. So overall, he's pretty good. I'd say, yeah, if you want to go all the way on this character, you want to give him recovery candies too, that's fine. You can also give him HP candies, totally up to you, because this character does not really scale off HP, but he can get recovery. You scale off recovery a little bit. So completely up to you on how you want to scale this character. It doesn't really matter that much. I'd say if you want to get candies on him, you can do attack, but I'd say you can like hold off on candies entirely on this character. And the next character we're going over is going to be Brannew version 2 Shanks. Version 2 Shanks is an amazing character, and it's going to max out initially at 1,524 attack. He's getting an extra 190 attack in his limit break, putting him all the way up to 1,714 attack. And when you give him max candies, that's 1,914 attack, which is pretty darn strong. His limit break sailor ability is really good. It's actually, if you ever want to use this character as a sub, it's going to make PSY Oars beneficial for all characters. That's really good. It's really good. Wow. I don't know when I'm going to use this character as a sub, but that's really good. Initially, he's going to max out at 15 turns. He's going to get -1 cooldown, putting him down to 14 turns at max limit break. And he's also going to get 3 different limit break abilities. The first of which is going to be Enraged. Second is going to be Side Damage Reduction. And Side Damage Reduction? I think Solaris wrote that wrong. I think it's Side Damage Reduction. And the last is going to be Pinch Healing. The Enraged is maxed out at 200 attack, which is pretty darn good. Not perfect, but definitely really good. The Side Damage Reduction, not Damage Reduction, typo, letting you know Solaris, is going to be up to 7%, which is also very good. And he's going to get Pinch Healing, which is going to be below 30% HP, give you 2 times healing. So if you're low HP, you can actually get 2 times character's recovery, which is an extra 360 times recovery, which is 720. And at max limit break, an extra 95 recovery, putting you all the way up to 455 recovery, which is actually pretty darn good as far as recovery goes. Definitely go HP candies in this guy, so don't get recovery candies. And if you get 2 times recovery, that's going to put you at over 900 and some pinch healing, which is 910 pinch healing is pretty darn good. I'd say the pinch heal in this character is very, very strong. Definitely worth getting. A very good character to have a limit broken, and one of the best characters in the entire game. So I'd say, yeah, definitely 100%. This guy's awesome. And the next character we're talking about is the brand new Limited Rare Recruit Bonney. And Limited Rare Recruit Bonney is going to max out initially at 1,033 attack and get an extra 80 attack on a limit break, putting up to 1,413 attack. She's also going to max out at 354 recovery. I think she has a 90 recovery, 80 recovery? An extra 80 recovery, putting her all the way up to 434 recovery. And the reason that's important is because her special ability scales off recovery, and it's going to heal for 50 times character's recovery, which puts you at a 26,700 healing and max limit break and candies. So that's a pretty big heal to have on your team. I'd definitely say it's worth getting recovery candies on this character. 100%. That's awesome. Limit break sailor ability is going to make recovery orbs beneficial for all characters, which is really good, because if you want to use this on a Lucy team, or if you want to use this on a fighter team or free spirit team, you can actually get recovery orbs beneficial for all characters when using this Bonney. So that's very, very good. And she's an amazing utility unit, which you'll probably use as a sailor ability at some point. Overall, she's going to get -1 cooldown on her on her limit break, which puts her all the way from 13 turns down to 12 turns, so a 12-turn massive utility unit, and she's a tiered unit, so she's also going to be a 5-turn special, which is insanely good when she gets everything done. And her 5-turn special is actually going to reduce bind paralysis by 3 turns, and if your captain is a free spirit, to reduce recovery down blindness by 3 turns, or by 5 turns as well. So that's also good. Getting the blindness reduction is really nice on a 5-turn cooldown. Overall, she's going to have pinch healing as well as anti-heal duration reduction, and her pinch healing is at 1.5, so at below 30%, which is was pretty bad, so I'm not going to lie, it's pretty bad. Overall, I'd say no, this is not worth limit breaking unless you're going to be getting recovery candidates character and you really want to get this use character as a healer. If this is like your only healer, then that'd be great, but otherwise, I'd say no, there are probably other units that you can limit break first, and this is kind of like a back burner unit that you can do later. It's a good limit break-ish, but like as we saw from this video so far, there's a lot of better limit breaks. And the next character we'll be going over is the brand new version 2 Akainu, who's going to be a fighter shooter character, which is super weird, but okay. And he's going to max out at 5 sockets. He's going to max out at 1,621 attack, and get an extra 200 attack on his limit break, putting him all the way up to 1,081 attack. So 1,821 attack, and with max KD6, it's going to put him over 2,021 attack, which is really, really good because his limit break his captain ability revolves around his attack. So that is very, very, very strong. Really good unit to have in your arsenal, and a definite awesome attack stat for the limit break. The first limit break sailor ability he's going to obtain is going to be Boozy attack and HP of strength units by 100. So this character as a sub is phenomenal. Holy crap. And the second limit break sale ability is going to be make Psy and Quick Orbs beneficial for all characters. Holy crap, that shit's all over V2 Shanks. Oh my god, just to make a V2 Shanks captain with Akainu sub. That's amazing. Jesus, that's so many, that's, what? What? That's an amazing character. Holy crap. It's also going to gain Psy damage reduction, slot bind self reduction, and -1 cooldown, as well as barrier penetration on his limit break, putting him down to 14 turns on his special, and he's going to have 7% side damage reduction, 10 turns of slot bind reduction, which kind of sucks, and barrier penetration, which will completely ignore barriers. Overall, this is a definite limit break, especially up to 27, to get that Psy and Quick beneficial for all characters. Holy crap, that's good. That is so strong. You can use this character on any team in the world and just get them Psy and Quick Orbs beneficial anytime you want. That's retarded. That's so cool. That's an amazing limit break. I want that. And the next character we're going over is the brand new version 2 Aokiji. And version 2 Aokiji to max out initially at 1,572 attack, and he's going to get an extra 190 on attack on his limit break, putting him all the way up to 1,762. Took a minute. Attack 1,762 attack, and he's gonna max candies that puts him at 1,962 attack, which is definitely very strong, and of course less strong than Akainu, because you know, kind of be correct there. And he's gonna have no sailor ability initially, but his first sailor ability, when you do get it, is gonna boost the attack of Quick and Psy characters by 100. And his second sailor ability is retarded, just like the last character, making Strength and Int Orbs beneficial for all characters. What the flying fuck, Bandai? That's good. Holy crap. 2 orbs on these characters, on these legendary characters as subs, man. Bandai is making a big push for all legend sub teams. What? If you have Akainu and Kuzan on a team, that's 4 out of 7 matching with just 2 units all the time. I don't know how you're gonna fit them on the team, but wow, that's retarded. Any team you want in the entire game. He's gonna get -1 cooldown, as well as int damage reduction, barrier penetration, and slot bind self reduction on his limit breaks, putting him down to from 15 turns down to 14 turns. His int damage reduction is going to be at 7%. He's going to have slot bind self reduction at 10 turns, and it completely ignores barriers at max limit break. So overall, yeah, this is a definite max limit break. I'd say you can skip the barrier pen if you want to. You probably just give it number 28 on the limit break. Don't even have to max limit break this guy, because wow, that's good. But barrier penetration sucks. I hate it. But if you like it, great. And the next character we're going over is the brand new Rare Recruit Hina. And Rare Recruit Hina is initially going to max out with 4 sockets, as well as 1,028 attack, and get an extra 110 attack on her limit break, putting her up to 1,438 attack, which is pretty good. And her limit break ability is if this character has a Psy Orb and you hit a perfect with this character, it's going to keep her Psy Orb for the next turn. Initial sale ability is going to be boosting the attack of Psy and Quick characters by 50, which is also pretty good. Overall, she's also going to get She'd start at 21 turns. We don't actually know what she maxes out. No one actually put it in yet, but I'm guessing it's like 14 turns, because, you know, 7 skill ups kind of just makes sense. And probably going to get -1 cooldown after that, putting her down to 13 turns. This is my guess. I don't actually know. It might be 13, might be 14. Who knows? Who cares? It's around there. And she's going to get 2 different limit break abilities, and the first ability is going to be int damage reduction, and the second is going to be anti-heal duration at -7 turns. Overall, this is a no for me. I like Hina. She's really good, but don't limit break this unit. The limit break is really lackluster, and I would just do it if you really wanted to. But overall, don't do it. This is like, just do it later. This is like a way later unit. There's tons of other good limit breaks that we've seen here today, and this is definitely one of the lowest priority units. The second to last character we're going over today is going to be the brand new Sengoku, and Sengoku is going to max out initially at 1,402 attack and get an extra 150. Yep, 150 attack on his limit break, putting him up to 1,550 attack. Wow, on a rare recruit, that's really good. Woo, that's really good. His limit break ability is going to make Quick Orbs beneficial for side characters. Okay, that's pretty good. That's okay. Okay, I can live with that. That's fine. And he's also going to have -1 cooldown on his max limit break, as well as an additional socket, putting him up to 5 sockets and 14 turns. I'd say Hina maxes out at 14 turns too now that I'm thinking about it, because everybody else is 15 going at 14. Now his limit break abilities are going to be crit, as well as slot bind self reduction, and his slot bind self reduction is only going to go down to 7 turns, which is pretty trash, and his crit's going to be 40% going to 7%. Overall, I'd say this is kind of a medium limit break. If you have version 2 Aokiji, then yeah, this is kind of character you want to limit break, but if you don't have version 2 Aokiji, I'd say you can hold off on this character. He really doesn't scale off his limit break like super well. There's nothing that you're getting out of this besides the extra socket. I'd say if you wanted to, the max you would have to go to is the sailor ability, but you can even stop at the socket if you don't care about the sailor ability. So there's like this is kind of like a I guess, but you don't have to go that high in this character. If you want to, you can, but this is not really like a priority for me if I was gonna do it. And the final character of the day is going to be the brand new character, the newest character in the entire game, which is the Brannew. And he's going to max out initially at 1,243 attack, and he's going to get an extra 90 attack in the limit break, putting him up to 1,333 attack. And he's going to have a limit break sailor boost that's going to boost the attack of slasher characters by 30. He's going to get is going to get an extra socket as well as -1 cooldown, putting him down from 13, 12, 11, down to 10, not -1 cooldown from like 12 or something, I don't know. And he's gonna have potential ability to be enrage as well as critical hit, which will be a 70% chance to get 8% extra damage, which is good, not the best, but it's decent. And you get enrage, which is an extra 150 attack. Overall, skip it. It's whatever. It's kind of a meh limit break. I think he's just kind of a filler unit. I don't even care about this character. He's like, his special's good. It's going to reduce the enemy's threshold damage and percent damage reduction by 4 turns, and then makes quick side recovery tandem beneficial for strength and int units, which is perfect for Akainu, right? But who cares? I'd say no, this is pretty trash. Skip it. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for my Limit Break with or not guide episode 9. Yeah, I got it right on the outro. Yeah. My name is Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you smack the like button down below, as well as the subscribe button down below, so we get lots of support in the channel, and of course, keep the channel growing. If you guys want to check out the last 2 Limit Break videos, they're going to be right over there, and if you guys do want to subscribe to the channel, of course, right up there or down there, of course, you know, a lot of things. And getting trigger those notifications, all the fun stuff there, all in between, you know what to do. Alright guys, have a great rest of the day. Peace.